Hello everyone, it's Reverend Deanna Cox here for your midweek reflection for this first day of December. This will be our second midweek reflection for the season of Advent as we look forward into the coming week. Generally, sometimes I reflect back. So I am here with the midweek for reflection for DKR United, our online community, as well as the physical communities of Daysland, Killam, and Roseland United Churches. Last week, I said for Advent, I want to talk about making room for things that are important to me and possibly to you during the holiday season. And last week I talked about how I loved the putting up of the tree. And so I wanted to show you that we did get the tree done. It just happened to work out that our eldest was able to come for part of the weekend, and together we worked and put the tree up. And the even better part is that our cat has not destroyed it yet. So that's awesome. I was involved kind of peripherally this time, but I was okay with it because it brought to mind another thing that I love about Christmas that has been quite hard to do these last couple of years, and that's connection. The holiday season is often filled with parties and visiting between family and friends, and my particular family has some birthdays in November, December, so there's often those gatherings as well, and and just even, I got my very first Christmas card in the mail last week. And so that's another type of connection. And so I was in working on another project, I was able to stop and have a visit with someone. And like I said, our daughter was here, and she and I were working on a project for church where we were decorating this big box, and we were laughing and visiting, and it just so profoundly reminded me how much I love connection. And there tends to be a lot of opportunities for it during the holiday season. And it is one of the things that I am deeply grieving during this pandemic, because our abilities to connect are restricted. And so I wanted to talk about connection this time, that's one of the things that I want to make room for in my life this season and beyond. So conversations with friends, and even I was able to do a graveside funeral yesterday, and even just that, it's a very important connection. And I was also able, I think it was last week, to do my first service in the hospital that I've done for a long time. And I know getting back into Providence Place and the connection with those communities has been huge for me. Even behind masks, seeing people smile or sing has really filled my cup. And so those kinds of ways, those types of connection are so important. And feeling that profound sense of joy that I have had in being able to have those connections reminds me that we are all grieving. whether we've lost a loved one or not, whether we're introverted or extroverted, we're grieving losses that often we don't even know how to name. And I've named connection as a loss for me before, but I kind of have forgotten how much of that I was carrying until I had these opportunities over the past week and a half. And so I wanted to highlight that we are, along with Fee and Sons Funeral Home, are offering the Lament and Light service in the physical location of Killam United Church on December the 9th at 7 p.m. And we're hoping to record that service or try and live stream. We have to test and see how that's going to work. And I encourage you to check it out either in person or virtually, because there's a lot of things, as I said, that we might be carrying that we don't realize that we are lamenting beyond the loss of loved ones. And so that just was kind of poignant for me this past, like I said, since our last midweek reflection. I've had some pretty great experiences of making room for connection, and I hope to continue doing that. One of the things I learned in my journey towards better mental health is that gratitude is so important, and that if we write our gratitude down or write a letter of gratitude to someone, that the positive effects of that last so much longer in our lives. And so I am hoping this week, one of the things that I do love doing historically has been sending out Christmas cards, because I love getting them. And so I kind of figure that if I expect to receive Christmas cards, I should be sending them out. And so it is my goal to make some room for writing cards to people that I cherish and letting them know that I cherish them. And one of the things that I'm going to try and do is to not cut corners and just email my message or print out a typed version. I am going to try and physically handwrite a message to each person beyond signing my name, because I cherish that personal connection. And so I'm going to offer that to those who I write to. Besides, my writing muscles have gotten quite weakened with all the typing that we do now. So that's also a chance to practice my skills in that sense. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is this coming Sunday is Peace Sunday. And I stumbled across a poem on Facebook that really, really profoundly hit me. And I'm going to talk about it further on Sunday, but I wanted to let you start ruminating on it like I have been. And it was talking about what would happen if we stopped waiting for an apology that's never coming. That if we let go of that is holding us back, because we're waiting for it. And I've really been ruminating on that this last week, and seeing as it's Peace Sunday, thinking about what kind of peace that could bring to our own lives if we let go of that pain and waiting for that apology, and the potential for connecting again. Because oftentimes, I don't know if it's true for you, but sometimes we think, okay, well, I'm not going to take that first step until they apologize. And what if we let go of that and not disregard the hurt, but instead of letting it be first, be primary in how we engage, what if we connect anew in safe, appropriate ways, of course. I'm not asking you to put yourself in harm. But yeah, just thinking about connection and peace that it could bring internally, peace that it could cultivate in community, in family relations, in broader relations. The world can feel really hostile right now with polarized ideas and a lot of fear. And so what if we let go of some of that and communicate in love and gratitude? And I wonder about, I've been pondering the depth of peace that might bring, and if it's internal, how that might reshape how we enter into the world and how we look at things. And so those are the things that I'm going to attempt to make room for in this week and weeks between now and Christmas. I really hope that you find a tradition or something that is meaningful for you that you've been putting off making space for, and that you are inspired to make room for that in some way this season. I'm quite enjoying reflecting on how we are housing the holy in ourselves, and how we can think creatively about housing the holy externally as a community of faith as well. So I hope you are enjoying it too. God bless you and take care. The last Sunday service isn't up yet. Still looking for a tech person to help support that because our plates are quite full. But, it'll get up hopefully today, and we're still making room for other things that are important. So yeah, God bless, take care, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for another slot of making room for things that we cherish. Bye.